This fight right here with Devin Haney and Brian Norman, this is the holy grail. Devin American Dream Haney, you are the greatest boxer of this generation. Haney is the greatest true boxer of this generation. He don't care if you pack a punch, you pack 2 punches, you pack your lunch. He don't care if you're supposed to be the greatest. He don't care if you're supposed to be the most skilled tactician. He don't care if you got better footwork. Devin Haney finds a way to win. Man, oh man, oh man. Turki Alalshikh, His Excellency, he's done it again. He has done it again. You know, it's really a hit or miss sometimes with Turki, but God damn it, that card was straight a belt-to-ass tournament. That's what it was. Either you win, you get put down, or you're going to have to get off the ground. And, man, what a performance all the superstars put on last night. That's what we want from a card. If we're going to pay pay-per-view prices, that's what we want to watch. But the Fire Stick Boys outside, I ain't paying none of that, man. I ain't paying none of that. Welcome. Y'all ain't seen me since Canelo Crawford. It's been about 2 months. Boxing really ain't been jumping, but this last quarter, these last 6-8 weeks of boxing, Virgil Ortiz almost murdered Lubin. But this is about the Ring 4 card, man. This is about the Ring 4. Then hopefully I'm here for a live stream. I ain't been on a live stream. Pitbull and Roach. So we're going to finish out the year strong. But, y'all, I'm here to talk about this Ring 4 card. Abdullah Mason, Bam Rodriguez, Devin the American Dream Haney, and David the Monster Benavidez. We're going to talk about all 4 championship fights quickly. You know, we ain't going to sit here 45 minutes, an hour long. We're going to 20, 30 minutes lunch break type vibes. You dig what I'm saying? But the card, I want to start off, y'all, with the card. Well, first of all, what's going on? Welcome back, family. Sports Fanatic, your boy Dill, back in the cut, giving y'all the breakdown of this card. So let's get into it. I'm going to rate the card first. I honestly think we get straight to business. I'm going to give it a cool 7.5. I feel like to start off, Abdullah, he set the bar high. Him and Sam Noakes set the bar extremely high. So I'm going to give it started off at a 9 because that fight there was simply amazing. To break down the fight itself, I'm going to come to y'all like a Baptist preacher right here. Break down the fight itself from Abdullah and Sam Noakes. Hell of a fight. That is war. That is what you want when a belt is on the line. You want war. And those 2 young fellas in their prime gave us one of the best fights of the year and could be one of the best fights of the decade. Sam Noakes gave Abdullah every single ounce of blood in his body and more. He laid his life out on the line. And honestly, I think it really should have been a draw. That's just how good of a fight it was. But you never want to do that when a vacant belt is on the line. For the opportunity of both of these fighters to have their opportunity to be the right holder of the WBO 135-pound belt. But breaking down the fight, Abdullah did not fight the fight he was supposed to. He's supposed to get on that stick and not let go. He was supposed to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That jab and that counter hand was supposed to be ready at all times. And I feel like he said, man, fuck all that. That's what he said. Fuck all that. Man, let's get to it. I want it. You want it. I ain't none of this sweet science stuff. Let's just go to war. And sometimes you gotta throw the science out the window. But what a chin from the young fella. I mean, you could tell he was giving it his all. He did not want to go down to Abdullah Mason. But, man, I was scoring the fight till round 3. Round 1, I had a 10-10. Round 2, I didn't know. They stumbled each other. They gave great shots. I mean, Sam Noakes, I wasn't familiar with your game, brother, but you are now a true contender at the 135-pound division, especially with Keyshawn gone. With Tank Davis, future is – that's another story for another day. But Sam Noakes, you have earned yourself to contend at the 135-pound spot for a while. I mean, who knows with Gervonta Davis and the WBA situation. I don't even know. Oh, Moritaya has the IBF. But you never know with him and Cruz. So the 135-pound division is tight. But if people want to defend their titles, beware of Sam Noakes. He ain't going out like no hope. He is standing on all 10 toes, and he is ready for war. But that fight was just simply amazing. Really wish Abdullah didn't take as much damage as he should, but Sam Noakes just wasn't going. And I just think, this was a big lesson for Abdullah Mason since he was the outright winner. I think he won. It was 117, 111, then 113, 115 for both. Whoever had 117, 111, find you a new career. Because judging fights, and it's always like that. You always have two judges around the same scores. Then you have one judge who don't know what the hell they doing. That's normally how it goes in the game of boxing. But luckily, if it would have went to either man, I wouldn't have been mad. But since Abdullah got the win, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what does this mean for Abdullah Mason. It means a lot. This means a lot. This opened up generational money from here on out. I mean, he can unify Shakur. He can unify IBF potentially. But I think what he needs to do is defend. He needs to defend twice. That fight against Sam Noakes showed the world and showed him and his team that they possibly need to bring other boxing trainers, entities, coaches, whatever in. They need to bring more personnel in to get Abdullah to understand maybe the shell is not the safest of defense. I mean, you seen Sam Noakes just getting in with the right hand. I mean, it was the straight right was almost like a money shot, and he was just so crafty and so smart with his punch selection. And he's more accurate than I would have ever assumed. Normally we do film study. Life been so run around, didn't even get to do film study on Sam. But I still have faith Abdullah will win because Abdullah is a special talent. But he definitely needs to defend once or twice in this 135-pound division before he goes to Shakur. He can unify with everybody else. If you want to unify with Moritalia or Cruz after their fight, if the WBA strips Tank, maybe fight for a vacant WBA, unify with somebody else. Things can happen in boxing, and best believe somebody of the WBA will strip Tank because honestly, I think he's done. But like I said, it's another story for another day. But Abdullah Mason needs to defend a few times, once or twice, to be ready for Shakur because that is the fight. But Shakur is going to 140 Teofimo, another story for another day. So it's a lot of things that's being held up on Abdullah and unifying and all of that. So, but definitely I would love to see him defend come May. I think he needs to get right back out there, heal up, take the holidays off, get back February. You need to sign a date for the summer. And there needs to be somebody of comp. It needs to be somebody of comp, honestly. And even if you have to hold out, go to 140 because there's a lot of extra bodies at 140. Do that. I mean, Frank Martin fights pretty soon. I like him and Frank Martin at 140 just to hold off time. You don't have to. He can probably be any other worthy contender at 135. But I definitely think he just needs to get in with good talent and get those rounds in, bank those rounds in. That was his first 12-rounder. He just needs to work on everything because even though he did good, he could have done a whole lot better. Really didn't listen to his corner. And one thing that the broadcast said that sometimes you just get into wars. You just get into wars. And that's what it was. It was a war through and through. Hell of a fight. Hell of an opening main card fight. It was 10 out of 10. That's what you want if you're a boxing fan paying $60 for a pay-per-view. Now, Bam Rodriguez. We're going to transition to Bam Rodriguez. Quick, short, simple. Anybody around Bam Rodriguez's fighting weight, that 118, bantamweight, super bantamweight, whatever the hell you want to call it, they can't fuck with him. Bam is cold, man. Bam didn't even look like he was trying in there. Bam really was like, damn, I really had the birth of my child for this. It wasn't even a war. It was easy work from the get-go. And to finish him flush in the jaw like that, Bam, you cut from a different cloth, brother. And I honestly don't think anybody around his weight class can really mess with him. If he loses or if it's a tough fight, it's on him. Nobody else has the skill set to compete with him at his weight class. He's one belt away from being undisputed, if I want to say again. So Bam is a different specimen, man. I mean, the footwork, he has the best footwork in the game. Not Shakur, not Tank, not Loma. Him and Loma would have been amazing to watch. But Nobody else, man. Usyk, I'm sorry. The way he creates angles off a simple shift, off, a pivot to the right, pivot to the left, or a dip or a weave, or whatever he wants to do, he can do it in the ring. And I just don't think nobody is smart enough, talented enough, got more power than him. I mean, he has it all. Bam Rodriguez has it all. He cannot be stopped. He will not be stopped. And we are seeing a future bantamweight, super bantamweight, featherweight champion. Because he said, I want to know, I can't remember if it was Showbiz or just a Ring magazine interview. He thinks he caps out at 126. So if you think you packing a punch at 126, you need to be waiting on Bam, or you need to go down to 122 or whatever it may be and meet Bam, because Bam is the man to beat at 118, 122, and 126. Honestly, that's just what it is. But we move on. We digress, because it wasn't a lot to talk about with Bam Rodriguez. This fight right here with Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr., this is the holy grail. Because David Benavidez, it ain't a lot to talk about with him either. But I'm really here to talk about Devin Haney, Brian Norman, 147, WBO, championship belt, and Lord Almighty, hallelujah, Devin American Dream Haney, you are the greatest boxer of this generation. I said it. Devin Haney is the greatest true boxer of this generation. Why? He fights anybody for one. If he's going to make weight, whether it's 35, 40, 43, 44, 47, he's going to make weight for one. For two, he's going to fight whoever, however, whenever. He don't care if you pack a punch, you pack two punches, you pack your lunch. He don't care if you're supposed to be the greatest Ukrainian. He don't care if you're supposed to be the most skilled tactician. He don't care if you got better footwork. Devin Haney finds a way to win. Number three, man, I know everybody want to clown on him for Ryan Garcia and all that, but man, that kid, that man, he different. He wants it. He wants to be the greatest, and he understands how to be great. The hard work, the big names, and good performances. And he picks them at the right time. He always picks his fights at the right time. When it came down to Loma, he got Loma at his best. Teofimo, it was COVID, all of this, everything, the wars and all of that, we understand. Teofimo, he got the best of them in the first 6 rounds, and then those later 6 rounds, they were basically swing rounds from there on, and Loma just did not have enough in the tank, or whatever the situation may be. When he came versus Haney, that fight was up for grabs until the 12th round, and you seen Devin Haney go get that. At 140, you seen what he did to Regis. Ryan Garcia, you can say whatever you want to about the knockdowns, but he got up and he kept fighting every single time. And if you're a real boxing fan, not a casual, you know that fight was a whole lot closer than what the highlights make it seem to be. And then, after he got shell-shocked after Ryan Garcia, Jose Ramirez wasn't his best performance. We understand. But like he said in the press conference against Brian Norman, he followed the game plan. His team and his coaches, they lay out a game plan, and he follows it to a T, a true student of the game. Now, this fight with Brian Norman Jr., oh, my Lord, I went back and forth. I've been a fan of Brian Norman Jr. I'm going to put screenshots here and there. I've been a fan of Brian Norman Jr. for 2 years now. And I definitely, I definitely fell into the hype. I definitely think Brian Norman is good, but I fell into the hype. I did. I normally stay true to the game, but if you look on my Instagram, I apologize to Devin, because that's just who I am as a fan of the game, a realist of the game. My favorite boxer of all time will still be Gervonta Tank Davis, because he brought me into the game in 2017. But Devin Haney, you have earned my respect. You are great. You are basically LeBron James, and Gervonta Davis is Kevin Durant to me. That's how I go, because he does everything. And Brian Norman just was not experienced enough. He was not experienced enough. Find Santillan. Find Jin Sasaki. Find Cuevas. Whatever his name is, on Top Rank. Top Rank is the perfect matchmakers. They know how to get the job done. And they made Brian Norman look good. And no disrespect to Jin Sasaki, but he's no Devin Haney. He's no Devin Haney. That was a different level. And you can just tell he had nothing. He had nothing extra. Once Devin Haney, all that weight drain stuff, the power is there. And once Devin Haney, shell shocked the shit out the boy. Left hook, pow, right on temple. Bambi legs. He tried to get right. What Devin do? 1, 2, up top, sit him down. Brian Norman ain't know what to do after that. Brian Norman had no clue what to do after that. But did y'all see his face? Did y'all see that man's face right after that? Devin Haney put belt to ass on that man. Devin Haney, you are a true GOAT, brother. You are a true GOAT. Nobody at 147 will beat Devin Haney. Nobody will beat Devin Haney. The true thing is that when we do get this Ryan Garcia rematch for unification, possibly at the end of 2026, it's going to be a movie. Or middle of 2026, it's going to be a movie. Ryan Garcia is fighting Barrios for the WBC. Ben wants to come down. He doesn't have a belt. Who has IBF? Is it Bakram? No, Bakram has 54 IBF. I don't even know who has IBF at 47. IBF may be vacant. But for Rolly, Barrios, Garcia, and whoever has the IBF, y'all in trouble. Devin Haney packs a punch, and he's ready to deliver hell to any and every single one of y'all that's willing to step into the ring with him. So I cannot wait to see how this 147-pound weight division goes. Because Brian Norman is still a player in the game. Let's not get it twisted. Rolly, I think you and Brian Norman be a hell of a fight. I think Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios will be a hell of a fight. I think Brian Norman is still a contender in this game, and I think if he can get 2 fights in at 47, if he decides to stay at 47, I think he fights one more time at 47 and then goes to 54. I don't think he can take 47 much longer. He's a 54-pounder. But Devin Haney, I just want to give you your flowers, brother. And I want to break it down like this before we go. We got a message to Devin Haney. You're better than Shakur. You're better than Tank Davis. Yep, I'm going to say it. You're better than those two because you do whatever you need to do to win the fight, man. You do whatever you need to do to win the fight. And people were saying Devin and Tank was the fight to make. Devin and Ryan was the fight to make. Honestly, even though the hype of the fight was short-lived after his win against Lomachenko, the fight always to be was Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. It was always the fight to be. And at 135 pounds, Shakur had to fight. At 140 pounds, Shakur probably had to fight. Anything above 140, it becomes a war. It becomes a war. 133, 144, anything like that. I would love to see Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson handle it out at 133 some odd pounds. I just think that's the fight to make. I understand both of them are, in the weight battles, trying to get belts and all of that. But that's honestly the fight to make. It was never Devin and Tank or Tank and Shakur. It was always Devin and Shakur. It was supposed to be Tank and Loma. It was never supposed to, and then we were supposed to get all 4 of them for undisputed. But it just never happened to be that way. But Devin Haney, you are one of the greatest boxers of all time, and you are the greatest boxer of this generation. And that's all I got to say about that. Now, moving on to David Benavidez, and we're going to wrap up out of here. The monster, the Mexican monster, David Benavidez, Buster, whatever word, blasted Anthony Yard, 7 rounds, easy work. He got a little touched up. But David Benavidez is just too much pressure at 68, 75, and now come May 2nd, cruiserweight. He's just too much. The foot pressure, the punch pressure, the punch power, the IQ, the relentlessness, the desirable to be great and chase greatness is what makes it so hard to beat David Benavidez. He cannot be stopped. And that's why everyone is afraid of him. Canelo is afraid of him. Bivol better be afraid of him because not only does he have the power, the IQ, he has the intangibles, the height, the speed, the length. He has whatever it takes to be a champion, and nobody wants to offer him a chance to be champion. Canelo didn't want to give him undisputed. Better be of a Bivol didn't want to give him a chance to be unified 3-belt, undisputed 4-belt, plus the Ring Magazine 5-belt champion at 175. So he got to go up to cruiserweight? and fight my boy Zudon, which he probably will be champ at. So do we get undisputed at cruiserweight, Benavidez and Jaya Bataya? It's a lot of questions left on the table for David Benavidez, man, but he just wants to fight. Anthony Yarde stood no chance. We all knew that. We all knew, for Anthony Yarde to win, he would have had to just kill him. He would have had to just one punch kill him. And it seems so hard to put David Benavidez down. I mean, David Morrell got some good shots, but you can't. You can't, man. It was just an onslaught of pressure and punches, and Anthony Yarde could just not keep up. But David Benavidez is the man to see, man. So hopefully we get that matchup, Jaya Pataya and David Benavidez at cruiserweight to end out 2026, man. That's all I got for y'all, man. That's all I got, man. I'm just proud of Devin Haney. That's really what I came on here to talk about. Devin, the American Dream, Haney, you have done it once again, man. I'm like he said at the end, man, 2024, he lost everything. 2025, he rebuilt everything. 2026, he coming back to take everything. Devin, the American Dream, Haney, standing on business, getting the job done. I can't wait to see what 2026 has in store for Devin, the American Dream, Haney. He has done it once again. He has gave the boxing world another virtuoso performance. And let me go to this. People misunderstand the word game plan. The word game plan means you prep for the opponent. And if people don't realize, Devin Haney never says he's going to knock somebody out or all that. He says, I'm going to neutralize you. And every single press conference or fight build-up, ever since Regis, Ryan, Jose, now Brian, and I'm pretty sure Loma. Outside of Loma, he's handicapped every single fighter to a T. Ryan just got good shots. Every single time he neutralizes them. Regis ain't moved well. Boom. Stuck him in his shit. Jose Ramirez couldn't cut off the ring. Boom, boom, pop, pop, bing. It looked like the fairy godmother in that motherfucker, man. I'm telling you, he just could not be stopped. Against Jose Ramirez, he did whatever he wanted to. And Brian Norman Jr., boy, he had that main face swole like a monkey booty hole. I mean, look at his eye. His eye was closed shut. His face was blown up. He was cooked. He was chopped cheese, Coke butter cheese. He stood no chance. And I apologize, Devin Haney, for believing the hype. But you neutralize another opponent. Man, I can't wait to see your rise to the welterweight division and possibly 154 pounds. Welcome to being rehydrated and feeling well and not weight draining yourself, man. I'm just glad that you are champion once again because you feed the real boxing fans. None of the casuals that come across. You are the truth. You are the answer, Devin Haney. So that's all I got for y'all, man. Like I said, some short, some cool, some quick, just to give y'all the ring for. It was a great card. But really, in totality of everything, it was a one-sided performance after Abdullah Mason. Abdullah started off at 10 out of 10. I think to finish out the card, it's a smooth 7, 8, 7.5, somewhere around there. The excitement, it was up and it was down. David Benavidez, Anthony Yarde was a good trade session, but we all knew Anthony Yarde would fade in the second half and he would go down by round 9, 10. It was just a given. After Beterbiev killed him in the final round, he's shell-shocked. But we got December 6th to look forward to. Please come in. We're going to try to get the live stream started right on time because that's a hell of a card as well with Stephen Folden and Oshaki Foster. And I got Oshaki in there. You got Pitbull Cruz and Lamont Roach. I got Lamont Roach. You got Janet Beck and Lara. That's tough because Lara is cold, but Janet Beck, that boy, at 160 pounds. And that's a unification belt. So boxing is back to start off the year. I'm excited. We'll be here to talk about Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, Tank, all of that good stuff. But, man, best believe we back. Best believe I hope I got more for y'all. But that's been the Ring 4 breakdown, the day after feelings, how we feeling. So, see y'all pretty soon. Y'all tap in on all the socials, man. Appreciate y'all for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe, the whole 9. Do what you got to do. But that's been it, man. The Sports Fanatic, your boy Deal. And I'm out. Devin, the American Dream. Haney has done it once again. Shout out to Abdullah, though.